What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So it's been a very long time since I made a baking video, and if you're wondering why I haven't made one in a while, well, I made a Facebook page called JW Baking. I'll leave a link to it down below in the description box. I've been making more baking videos there because they've been getting a lot more views over there than they have ever gotten on this channel. So, but I'm still gonna do the baking videos. I'm not gonna be doing them like every week like I used to. Maybe like, I don't know, once or twice a month at most. Probably because, you know, I don't feel like they gotten the amount of views that they deserve on my channel. They've gotten a lot more views on that JW Baking Facebook page than they ever done here. But if you want to check that page out, I'll leave a link down below in the description box if you want to follow it. And anyways, with that out of the way, for this whole video recipe, I'm going to show you my favorite recipe for a chocolate cake. It's very easy to put together, doesn't take too much time, and it tastes amazing. So let's get started. So to start this recipe off, in this mixing bowl right here, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add 2 cups of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. Now, I like using Dutch processed cocoa powder because it has a much more high quality, deeper flavor than regular cocoa powder does, but you can use regular cocoa powder if you want to. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of espresso powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and whisk those together. Alright, after that's mixed in, what you want to do now is add 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of oil, 1 cup of milk, about 2 teaspoons worth of vanilla extract, and then mix that in until it's well combined. To finish the batter off, what I'm going to add now is 1 cup of very hot water. And after that, you just want to very gently mix that in until it's all combined. Gently because you don't want the water to splash out of the bowl. Alright, so for the next step, I have a couple of baking pans that I've lined with baking spray and put some parchment paper on the bottom. And what I'm going to do now is get as even of an amount of batter as I can in both of the pans. Alright, so after you've done that, what you want to do now is put these in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes, or until you put a toothpick or a skewer in the center and it comes out clean. Alright, so this is what the cake should look like when they first come out of the oven. Now, what we're going to do now is let them cool in the pans for about 15 minutes. Then we're going to take them out and put them on a wire rack to cool completely. And in the meantime, we're going to get started on the chocolate buttercream to put on top of the cakes. Alright, so now we're going to get started on the chocolate buttercream that we're going to put on top of the cakes. Now, to start off, in a stand mixer, I have 1.5 cups of softened butter. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of cocoa powder, about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and we're going to beat this all together until it's well combined. Alright, so after that's mixed in, what we're going to do now is add a whopping 5 cups of powdered sugar and mix that together. And now that that's mixed in, what we're going to do now is finally add 1/2 cup of milk and mix that in. Alright, so now we're ready to assemble our cakes, but before we do, I want to show you a trick to keeping your pedestal clean. Now, I got these 4 strips of parchment paper kind of like made into like a number sign right here on the cake pedestal, and what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the buttercream that we made and put it in that little center right there. That'll keep your cake pedestal clean. And what you want to do is take one of your cakes, put it on there, then take some of that buttercream and start spreading it all over the top. You're gonna need a lot of buttercream for this, just let me tell you right now. Once you got the cake all buttercreamed up, take the other cake and put it on top. It's kind of like a giant whoopie pie, doesn't it? And put more buttercream on top of that cake as well. And spread it out, just as you see right here. And you want to kind of run it down the sides a little bit too. I'll show you what it's like later. As you can see right now, I'm spreading the frosting all over the sides of the cake as well. Alright, I got the cake all now buttercreamed up, and I'm just going to take the parchment paper sheets out from underneath the cake. Alright, and there you go. Now, what I like to do with this cake before I cut a slice off is put it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes for the buttercream to harden a little bit. And after all that's done, I'll cut a slice off and I'll show this off for presentation. Alright, our chocolate cake is done. Like I said, it was really easy to put together. It did take a little bit of time with all the spreading the frosting on the top and refrigerating it. That's an optional step, by the way. I just like doing that because it hardens the buttercream up, makes it easier to cut. Anyways, all that out of the way, really easy to make, and it tastes fantastic. And like I said, I'm still going to do the baking videos on my channel, but I'm going to do them more often on that JW Baking Facebook page I'm going to leave a link to down below in the description box. But if you tried this recipe out, leave in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought, whether you liked it or you hated it. And if you liked this video, thumb it up. If you hate this video, thumb it down. And be sure to click the subscribe button and become a member of the JW faction on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. See you later.